Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate Oman Television. First, the headlines. 2 Palestinians are killed, one of them by a bullet fired by the Israeli army and the other of suffocation in the West Bank. Russia blasts the EU for formally extending economic sanctions for 6 more months over the Ukraine crisis. And a cooking gas crisis still continues in the wilayas of the Governorate of Musandam amidst calls by citizens to find a quick solution. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. A Palestinian woman attempted to stab an Israeli guard at the Flashpoint West Bank shrine today and was shot dead. Israeli police say the third violent incident in 2 days. They say that no police were wounded in the attempt at the site in the southern West Bank city of Hebron, known as Muslims as the Ibrahimi Mosque and the Jews as the Cave of the Patriarchs. The police spokeswoman said that a young Palestinian woman arrived at security checkpoint at an entrance to the shrine. Another Palestinian in his 50s died after inhaling tear gas fired by Israeli army to disperse tens of Palestinian youth at Al-Qadaliyah entrance between Ramallah and Jerusalem, where thousands of Palestinians gathered to enter Jerusalem to perform the last Friday prayers of holy month of Ramadan. At least 14 people, among them 5 children, were killed last night between Syrian government planes attacked rebel-held areas on the outskirts of the capital, Damascus. The Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights say the raids targeted the village of Utaya in the eastern Ghouta region. The airstrikes destroyed houses and trapped residents under rubble. Meanwhile, Syria's official news agency says a warplane has crashed east of the capital, Damascus, due to technical failure during a training mission, and the pilot is missing. The Observatory for Human Rights said that the pilot was captured by rebels. Arab coalition warplanes launched air raids on different positions controlled by Houthis and the allied forces in the governorates of Ma'rib and Sana'a. Yemeni sources say that clashes were escalated with Houthis and Saleh forces in Naham and Bani Hashish, using heavy and medium weapons as scores of people fell dead and injured. Meanwhile, fighting continued between Popular Resistance Forces and Houthi militias in Yemen's southern province of Taiz. Houthis are attempting to regain control of the western part of the city, currently controlled by Brigade 35 of the Popular Resistance. Yemen's conflict pits rebels known as Houthis and the allies against the internationally recognized government backed by the Saudi-led coalition of mainly Arab states and the Popular Resistance Forces. Russia blasted the EU for formally extending economic sanctions over the Ukraine crisis, insisting the punitive measures would not make Moscow change course. The European Union has extended sanctions against Russia for 6 more months to keep pressure on Moscow to respect the peace agreement in Ukraine. The decision, which had been expected, was announced in a statement today. It means restrictive measures targeting Russia's financial, energy and defense sectors, as well as some goods that can be used for both civilian and military purposes, remain in force until January 31st, 2017. The sanctions were first imposed following Russia's 2014 annexation of Crimea from Ukraine. The United Nations General Assembly elected Italy to fill the final UN Security Council seat for 2017 after voting between Italy and the Netherlands was deadlocked, and the pair agreed to split the 2-year term on the Council. Italy has pledged to step down after 1 year to allow the Netherlands to be elected to the Council by the 193-member General Assembly for 2018. The countries vowed to work closely together during their full 2-year term. The General Assembly elected Sweden, Kazakhstan, Ethiopia and Bolivia on Tuesday to replace Angola, Malaysia, New Zealand, Spain and Venezuela on the Council beginning 1st of January 2017, but the Netherlands and Italy were tied with 95 votes each. UN spokesman Farhan Haq said there had been previous cases of countries sharing terms on the Security Council, citing 5 occasions in the 1950s and 60s. Countries need more than 2/3 of the vote to win a seat. Rescue operations were underway in India's northern Uttarakhand state today as mainly people were feared trapped under debris after heavy rainfall caused havoc. At least 30 people have been killed in 2 districts in the subsequent flash floods. The officials said special teams had been dispatched to carry out search and rescue operations to find those missing. The Chief Minister announced a compensation of 200,000 Indian rupees would be given to the relatives of the deceased. Heavy rainfall in several areas has disrupted life and damaged several buildings. The water level rose in river Alaknanda, one of the major rivers in the Uttarakhand region, posing risk to the settlements nearby. Still to come on News Bulletin. A marketing exhibition for Omani crafts is held in the Governorate of Muscat.
تحفكم عظمة الله.
عمان تحكي قصص من تاريخها.
تمر الحرب ونخسر.
الحرب الحقيقية لم تبدأ بعد. على تلفزيون سلطنة عمان.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Wilayah of Khasab in the Governorate of Musandam suffers an acute shortage of cooking gas due to a fire at a gas factory in the Wilayah of Madha. Citizens in the Wilayah of Khasab appealed to the bodies concerned to find quick solution to provide gas as its shortage is still continuing for the 3rd consecutive day. Within the context of efforts exerted by the government in providing new water supply networks, Customer Service Department in the Governorate of South Sharqiya starts from next Sunday receiving water distribution requests in a number of areas in the Wilayah of Sor. The Public Authority for Electricity and Water opened new water supply network projects in order to provide water to all the areas of the Wilayah. The Customer Services Department called upon the beneficiaries of water services to bring necessary documents needed to make applications for new water connections. The Public Authority by Craft Industries organized a marketing exhibition for Omani crafts in Oman Avenue Mall in the Governorate of Muscat. It came to introduce the national competitiveness in crafts field, as well as to encourage the craftsmen to market their products in commercial complexes. The Omani products in the exhibition included incenses, traditional handicrafts, jewelry, Omani khanjar and others. The craftsmen valued the efforts exerted by Public Authority for Craft Industries to promote and develop the Omani crafts. Various cultural programs and social activities were included at cultural program in Al-Flej village in the Wilayah of Ibra. Such activities included Quran reciting and memorization sessions and scientific lectures in addition to evenings to exploit youth times, especially during the holy month of Ramadan. A great number of male and female students participate at the cultural program, which is organized by the Flej voluntary team. The team also organized sports activities in addition to iftar for all the participants in the cultural program, which reflects social integration and sense of togetherness among participants. Muscat Securities Market MSM General Index lost 2.3 points, comprising a decline by 0.04% to close at 5,277 points. The trading value stood at 4.1 million Omani Riyals, comprising a rise by 35.40%. The report released by MSM pointed out that the market value fell by 0.05% to reach about 17.01 billion Riyals. The net of non-Omani investment declined by 3.79% to reach 156,000 Omani Riyals. The expectations are that after Eid al-Fitr vacation, the market will be in a better status. Here are the Ramadan timings for tomorrow. Fajr prayers at 3:57 a.m. and Maghrib prayers at 7:03 p.m. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Partly cloudy to cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the governorates of Worcester and South Sharqiya, with chances of scattered rainfall, while the coastal areas and the mountains in the governorate of Dhofar will have cloudy skies with chances of intermittent drizzle and fog. The rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of scattered rain over the Hajar Mountains and the nearby areas. Winds will be easterly to northeasterly light to moderate over the coast of the Sea of Oman. Rest of the governorates, it will be south to southeasterly light to moderate, and seas will be rough along the coast of the Arabian Sea with a maximum wave height of 4.5 meters, and slight along the rest of the coast with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. 2 Palestinians are killed, one of them by bullet fired by the Israeli army and the other of suffocation in the West Bank. Russia blasts the EU for formally extending economic sanctions for 6 more months over the Ukraine crisis. And the cooking gas crisis still continues in the wilayas of Governorate of Musandam, and it's calls by citizens to find a quick solution. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin from all of us here in the newsroom and the studios. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Good night.